What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking a community challenge of my top 25 videos, or movies I should say, from the 1980s. Tim Talkies created this challenge a couple of weeks ago, and I did comment on his video, and I, I posted my top 25, but then I decided to, you know what, maybe I should do the video. So I finally got around to do the video, so here it is. I'm going to do the video, my top 25. Now, before I get into the top 25, I want to mention some 5 honorable mentions, and that I think should have been mentioned. So right off the bat, these are the 5 honorable mentions. So I got to mention Weird Science. This is such a good movie, directed by John Hughes. You got 2 whiz computer kids, you know, they're kind of geeky, they're kind of nerdy, and they create this beautiful woman played by Kelly LeBrock. It's a sci-fi comedy, you know, coming of age film, so it's really good, man. It, you know, like, I noticed that, you know, comedy is not as good as it used to be. There was so much good comedy in the 80s and even 90s, man. So if you haven't seen Weird Science, man, you need to check it out. Weird Science, one of my 5 honorable mentions. Another one that I want to mention, another one of my honorable mentions is Stand By Me, and I like the alternate artwork that they use here. It's really good. This is an adaptation to Stephen King's one of Stephen King's novels. It's a coming of age drama film where these kids try to find a dead body. Such a good movie too, man. It's got a great cast. It's got Corey Feldman, Kiefer Sutherland, River Phoenix. So yeah, if you haven't seen Stand By Me, you need to check it out. Another honorable mention is Coming to America. This one is probably one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies, and you'll see another one of my top 25 later on. This one's great. I mean, Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy, they were great. This is Eddie Murphy in his prime, you know. Such a great film. I still laugh at it all the time. It's such a great movie. Another honorable mention is First Blood. This is the original. It started the Rambo series. Such a good movie, action-packed, thriller. Yeah, Rambo, First Blood. I just know it as First Blood. Oh yeah, from 1982. And my last honorable mention is Christine, another one of Stephen King's adaptations, directed by John Carpenter, one of my favorite directors. Such a great movie about this demonic possessed car. Can't go wrong with that. So yeah, if you haven't seen Christine, man, you need to check this one out. If you're into horror, this is such a horror classic. So yeah, those were my 5 honorable mentions. Now let's start off with the top 25. I got my notes here, so I won't lose track where I'm at. So at number 25, we're gonna go with Batman, 1989. Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Kim Basinger, everybody's great in this film. Such a great movie. Probably one of my favorite Batman films. Probably my favorite Batman film, to be honest. I think Keaton was great in it. Jack Nicholson as the Joker is, you know, he was perfect for that role. I don't think anybody at that time could have pulled it off. So such a great film. So yeah, number 25 we got Batman. At number 24 we got Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Coming of age sex comedy. This one is fantastic. I mean, and this Criterion Collection Blu-ray is amazing. Looks great, sounds great. So yeah, I mean, this one has to be in your top 25 or even mentioned at least. Such a great comedy. Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. At number 23 we got Poltergeist. This one scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. And the thing is, it's that it's even rated PG. Now, I think in the 80s, PG was so different than it is now because, you know, they don't make PG stuff like this anymore. This is a rated PG. You can see here in the back, PG. Like, you know, this was supernatural horror, one of the best supernatural horror films, in my opinion. And it was directed by Toby Hooper, and I know Stephen King was part of it too. I mean, Stephen King and Toby Hooper, what a combination! Such a great film. If you guys haven't seen Poltergeist, man, you need to check it out. Okay, at number 22, we got Ghostbusters, another supernatural comedy horror. I love the cast in this. You got Dan Aykroyd, you got Bill Murray, Sigourney Weaver, you got Harold Ramis. I mean, Rick Moranis is also on this. Such a great, great film. The title track of the song by Ray Parker Jr. is amazing too. And I grew up in the 80s, so I was like, this one came out in 84. So I was like 12 years old in 84. So such a great, great movie. Yeah, Ghostbusters at number 23. At number 22, I'm sorry, number 22. At number 21, we got Predator. Probably one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films, and you'll see another one later on this countdown. But yeah, Predator is like amazing. This one has got a little bit of horror too. It's like a sci-fi horror, about this alien in the jungle, and so yeah, I mean it's got a great cast in it too. I mean, Jesse Ventura's in this, Carl Weathers is in this. So yeah, it's a definitely a good movie. Definitely a good movie. All right, at number 20, we got National Lampoon's Vacation. Probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. Chevy Chase is amazing on this. Such a great, great movie. Where he takes his family across the country from Chicago all the way to LA, or somewhere in California, to go to Wally World. And just along the way, man, a lot of things happen on the way. And it's such a great, great film. National Lampoon's Vacation at number 20. So, yeah, at number 19, Top Gun. Oh, man. What can you say about Top Gun? It's such a great, great film. The soundtrack's amazing. Tom Cruise is amazing in this. I mean, Anthony Edwards comes out in this. Such a great, great film. Yeah, Top Gun is one of those movies that you gotta mention when you talk about the 80s movies. I mean, Top Gun has to be mentioned. So yeah, Top Gun at number 19. All right, number 18. Yeah, another Eddie Murphy film, Beverly Hills Cop, 1985. This one's got action. It's got comedy. I mean, it's amazing. Judge Reinhold is also on this. The cast is great. I mean, everything about this movie is great. I mean, it's got a rewatchable value. It never gets old. So yeah, this is Eddie Murphy when he was already starting off to hit it, man, to make it big. So yeah, 1985 Beverly Hills Cop at number 18. All right, going on to number 17 is The Goonies. This is another one that has to be mentioned. When you talk about 80s, you got to mention The Goonies. And this one came out in 85. I was like 13. So I can relate to this movie because the kids on here they're like my age. They're like my age right now. Corey Feldman just had a birthday. So I'm 51. So Corey Feldman's he turned 52 or 53, but he's around my age. So all these kids are mostly my age. So I can relate to the movie. So it's so much fun. It's got adventure. It's got comedy. So yeah, The Goonies at number 17. All right, so coming up at number 16, we got The Karate Kid. Another one that has to be brought up when you talk about 80s movies. It's so good. And I'm into the Cobra Kai series as well, and I know that the last season's coming up, so once the last season's gonna come up, I'm gonna rewatch all these films. So yeah, Karate Kid, definitely a great film. I think it came out also in 85. So yeah, it's a great one, man. So if you haven't seen Karate Kid, man, you gotta check it out. So yeah, this one's coming up at number 16. All right, so looking at my notes, at number 15 we got The Breakfast Club. This is another one directed by John Hughes. So you're gonna see a couple of John Hughes movies on here. Yeah, this is a great film with these five kids. You know, they spend a Saturday in detention. Can you believe that? You know, and they're all different. You know, they're all different. You know, you got, you know, the rebel, you know, the troublemaker. You got the geeky guy. You got the outcast. You got the jock. You got the like the, you know, like the prom queen, so to speak. And you know, they're all different, and they all kind of bonded in in detention. You know, such a great movie. So it's got comedy, it's got drama. You know, so if you haven't seen The Breakfast Club, then check it out. So yeah, that's at number 16. I gotta keep looking at my notes. Actually, 15. I'm sorry, 15 at number 15. All right, moving on to number 14. We got E.T. You know, I love the particular cover here, and it's got alternate artwork. So yeah, E.T. is such a great movie. There are some sad parts in this film, but it's great, man. You got Drew Barrymore, who was like, I don't know, she was like maybe 6 or 8 years old, but it came out in '82, so I was 10 years old, and Henry Thomas was like 10 years old in this movie. So I can kind of relate to it too, you know. So yeah, E.T. is a real family, you know, a movie that you can watch with your family, man. Such a great movie. So yeah, E.T. at number 14. All right, so moving on to number 13, we got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I love this one. This one's great. I know a lot of people like The Last Crusade a little better, and I think I have more nostalgic for this one because I would always watch it as a kid. I think I watched it more than Last Crusade, but Last Crusade has really grown on me. But yeah, Temple of Doom, I had to put it on here. Such a great movie. I love Harrison Ford. He's amazing. He's one of my favorite actors as well. So yeah, I had to put it on here. So at number 13, we got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. All right, so moving on to number 12 is Rocky 3, 1982. I remember watching this one at the theaters when I was a kid. You know, I remember my parents dropping me, my brother, and some other friends to go see it. And you know, when we finished the movie, we actually sneaked, you know, to see Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan. So we have a lot of fond memories with this one. But yeah, Rocky 3 is amazing. You got Mr. T on here, who plays like this villain, who's like the bad guy. Such a great movie. The whole cast is great. You know, you got Carl Weathers returning as Apollo. You got Burt Young as Polly. You got you know, what's her name? What's her name that plays Adrian? I forgot her name. I can't believe it. I forgot her name. So yeah, Rocky 3, you know, coming up at number man, I gotta keep looking at my notes. At number 12, Rocky 3. So yeah, this is a good one, man. And you got the Eye of the Tiger song by Survivor, who you know, I really grew up on that one too, man. Such a great movie. So yeah, coming up at number 12, Rocky 3. All right, so at number 11, we got The Terminator. Yeah, we had to have another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. This is my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. This is a sci-fi. It's got a little bit elements of horror too, man. Arnold's amazing in this. You know, even though he didn't really talk much because he was like this kind of like this cyborg, but man, he was a killing machine in this. Man, he was a killing machine. He was brutal. Anything that would get in his way, man, he would just, you know, he was like programmed to kill. So yeah, this is a good one, dude. If you haven't seen Terminator, man, you need to check out Terminator. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, directed by James Cameron, who is another great director. So yeah, that's at number 11. All right, so we're going up to the top 10 now. Finally getting to the top 10. So here we go. Number 10. 16 Candles. Look at the alternate artwork. This is a great release by Arrow Films. So another one directed by John Hughes. 16 Candles is amazing. You got Molly Ringwald, you got Anthony Michael Hall. The whole cast is great in this. I mean, it's such a coming of age comedy, romance film. I love it. I grew up on this one too. It's 1984. I was 12 years old when it came out. The soundtrack is great. Yeah, 16 Candles. I mean, such a great film. You guys haven't seen it, man. You're missing out. So yeah, at number 10, you got 16 Candles. All right, at number 9, we got Lethal Weapon. This is the whole Lethal Weapon collection. But at number 9 is the original, 1987. You got Mel Gibson, you got Danny Glover in this. It's like a buddy cop action. A little bit of comedy too. It's got a little bit of comedy. So yeah, this is a great one. This one came out in 87. 87 was an amazing year. And Lethal Weapon happens to be one of my favorite movies from 1987. So yeah, at number 9, Lethal Weapon. All right, coming in at number 8, we got, that's right, The Lost Boys. One of my favorite vampire movies. Probably my favorite vampire movies, I should say. I love this one. Another one from 1987. And, you got Corey Haim and Corey Feldman who, I can relate to them because, again, they're like my age. At that time in 87, I was already like 14 or 15 years old, So, yeah, this is an amazing vampire movie. If you like vampire movies and you haven't seen this one, you need to check out The Lost Boys. So, yeah, that's at number 9. Number 8, I'm sorry, number 8. All right, so coming in at number 7, you got Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is from 1981. This is actually the one that started all. Well, actually, Temple of Doom is actually a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark, in case you didn't know. I didn't know that either. I just found out like a couple of years back. That's when I found out that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is actually a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, yeah, but this one is great, man. This one's fantastic. The best in that Indiana Jones franchise is Raiders of the Lost Ark. Amazing film. So, yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, coming up at number 6, we got Rocky 4. Yeah, this one is probably, man, I don't know. Sometimes I go back and forth with the Rocky movies. Sometimes I like, 1 better than 2, and 2 better than 1, and 4 better than 2. But this one is great. And I recently saw the Rocky versus Drago cut, and I kind of liked it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. Yeah, this is a great one. The soundtrack is amazing in this one, where he fights. Rocky goes and fights, Ivan Drago, played by Dolph Lundgren, the Russian. He takes, he wants to avenge his friend Apollo. If you guys haven't seen Rocky 4, you're really missing out, man. So yeah, Rocky 4 definitely has to be in my top 25, of the 80s. Oh yeah, coming up at number 5, we got Superman 2. This is from 1981. Christopher Reeve has to be my favorite, has to be the best Superman, that's played Superman. He can play the Clark Kent role really good as well. And I recently saw the Richard Donner cut as well. I recently saw this one, and I really enjoyed the Richard Donner cut. But, this one is probably one of my favorite sequels of all time, Superman 2. So yeah, the cast is amazing. Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. You got Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. You can't go wrong. I mean, Superman 2 is a very, very good sequel. I mean, kind of like just as good as the original, in my opinion. Yeah, this is a good one, man. Superman 2. Oh, yeah. At number 4. Number 4, we got Star Wars Return of the Jedi. This is from 1983. I remember watching this one at the theaters as well. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars geek. You know, I used to have all the, the action figures. I used to have all the spaceships. Me and my brother would collect everything Star Wars, So yeah, I mean, I love this one. This one is great. Yeah, Return of the Jedi. You got Carrie Fisher. You got Harrison Ford. You got Mark Hamill. Everybody's great in this. Everybody's great in this. So yeah, Return of the Jedi. All right, at number 3, Scarface. God, I love this movie. My favorite gangster movie, my favorite mob movie is Scarface. Well, I take it back. Maybe The Godfather. The Godfather is probably, the best one. Probably Godfather Part 2 is up there as well. But this one is easily there in the top 3 of gangster movies. I mean, Al Pacino is amazing in this. You got Michelle Pfeiffer in this too. You got Stephen Bauer. Everybody's great in this film. If you like mob movies, like gangster movies, definitely Scarface has to be up there, man. So yeah, Scarface at number 3. Oh yeah, we got 2 left, guys. Number 2. Coming up at number 2, I got Back to the Future. Oh man, this one has to be, you mentioned, and I love this steelbook, this 4K steelbook. It looks fantastic. Even the back of it's amazing. So yeah, you got Michael J. Fox, you got Christopher Lloyd, you got what's his name? Man, I forgot his name. I forgot his name. The one that plays George McFly. Crispin Glover. There you go. God, I was like going a blank here. But yeah, Back to the Future, 1985. I love this one. This is a sci-fi comedy. It's amazing. So, you really, if you're doing a top 25, Back to the Future has to be on there for sure. So yeah, that was number 2. And my number 1, Empire Strikes Back, 1980, man. As a Star Wars fan, definitely Empire Strikes Back. And I saw this one in the theaters when I was a kid with my parents. My parents took me, my brother, and my sister when we were kids. Then it's amazing. From there, I've been a Star Wars fan ever since the original came out in 1977. And like I said, I had everything Star Wars. Me and my brother would collect the Star Wars movie. So definitely at number 1, Empire Strikes Back. Wow, so there it is. There was my top 25 community challenge from the 1980s. Man, it was a blast doing this, man. I had a great time doing this. Thank you Tim Talk Talkies. I put his link on his video on the description down below if you guys want to go over and check it out. So yeah, again, I did post on his video. I did comment, but I decided to do the video anyway. So you guys, if you like the video, man, give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, man. It was fun doing it. Thanks again. Stay safe, stay healthy, and till next time, guys, I'm out.